We're back. Someone remind me in 45 minutes to get a drink out of the fridge. So, other than what we've seen on the Skaven and the patch notes, I didn't expect they change much. But you never know. We can still see, you know, initial starting location. How it looks like. Marconos says, Elich, you need to get a drink out of the fridge in 45 minutes. Thank you, Marconos. Never change. So, Clan Morse with Quick. Looks like the faction effect still kind of crap, but go with his flavor. Nothing really changed with the Quick here. Maybe Caracate Peaks has something more. It's closer to it. Sargon says, you remember my ultimate Skaven campaign quest in Warhammer 2? We never did. I'm gonna perfect it for Warhammer 3 and more Olympus. You just wait. Nice. Chris says, Salvation Disciple armies now cause additional favor. Probably super lines without explaining it. You should put it in the bug book. I do put stuff in the book, only what I experienced myself. Otherwise, I would have a million entries. But somebody said that initially it might have been bugged that didn't have the upkeep cost. Or maybe it's bugged in Immortal Empires. This is a massive campaign, massive undertaking with so much content. And hopefully the CA will not underestimate this with their small indie team. They have a full team working on it. I'm Flying Saucer Boys of Zinch get stuck so much. I think the AI has a hidden buff to Moss. So when you send them in, expect them to finish off the enemy or the enemy gets routed. Otherwise they might get killed if you send them against their stuff. So when you're sending flying units like this into a mosh pit or a fight, you're gonna expect to stay there. Send first on the wicked targets and then help with the other targets. What is the ultimate aim in Immortal Empires? Take over the whole map. This comes from a Warhammer noob. It's a sandbox. You do what you want. Got some objectives, but pretty much do what you want. Get the whole world. He actually has Caracate Peaks in size, but these guys have a full army in it. And for some reason has rank 2 in experience on turn 1. Yeah, you start with the underkeep. They haven't added more slots here. Cost still seem the same. It's still the same, so no extra building to hide. Scribbuilders is now in white. So it looks like just copy past the unnecessary stuff. Food looks like the same. It looks like the construction costs penalties now happen as well. I think that's new. It's actually quite harsh. So you don't really want to be starving. Construction costs have been added to the penalties. Nothing on extra on the bonuses.
Clan Chieftain.
So the capital here is the Misty Mountain. No longer Karak Orda. So that does definitely look different. Misty Mountain is the capital here. 10 corruption generates 3 food, damn. And the capacity is still the same. Oh, Clan Morris headquarters at least have a Stormwind Garrison unit here. Maybe one day the Black Fort and the Reich Fort will get it as well. Holy shit. This garrison's no looks so promising. There's a Stormvermin headquarters here. Buildings seem also quite different costed as well. Even looks like I got some cheaper stuff. Army ability Skaven War Bomb, but doesn't tell you the uses. Maybe just one. This is interesting. This increases Skaven corruption but lowers all their corruption. I guess we want more Skaven corruption because it generates food now.
Next in line.
You start with this guy.
Poison after.
Weapon Master. And he has Executioner Axe. Huh. Could be just one use, but doesn't mention there. Chieftain, rank 12 for the Bomb Breaker. It's quite a flavor lord hero.
Mighty warrior champion.
This guy has one of the craziest effectiveness fighting infantry in the game. The craziest as a pure fighter. 66 attack and 35 anti-infantry. All the Warstone weapon is actually good now. Skaven Brew looks the same, yeah. Infantry can also be dual, so if he fights this guy, that's a duel, but this guy's infantry still. But yeah, he's a very good duelist against infantry. Not as effective as in the large, though. Warp Shard armor. Still good. Goes well with regular Stone Vermin. And Dwarf Gouger, still bizarre. Still bizarre. He gets ridiculous performance against a Dwarf character. But against other stuff, not so much. Legion points gained with alliances with Skaven and Skaven Corruption 3. It goes with his flavor, he gets 8 leadership and frenzy. Frenzy, yeah. Further full flavor here, you don't have to pick this one. Doesn't have anything at the end. Life is very cheap, replenishment was nerfed. Crimson Guard still the same. And Wild Rise to Power. Still excellent. Ancient Cunning is still 30%. Well, Corruptive is good now. Skaven still have some of the best campaign skills in the game. Leadership +5 for clan rats, melee attack +6 for clan rats. What about the Skaven slaves? I forgot about Skaven slaves and battle skills. Skaven slaves on veterancy, but not on regular stuff. Time to make another entry here. I haven't even played the game, look at this. 2, 15, 4, 8, 2. Why they don't put Skaven slaves here and they put Skaven slaves here? A kind of bad joke. It's kind of clearly an oversight. This skill is also kind of forgotten as well, because they updated the old skills. And the unique skills are the worse. We could fit with 49 skill points now.
Next warlord. Obey, chief. Oh, me, Lashwick.
He's the next warlord, poor guy.
Stink of command.
Still have Ravenous expansion, that's it.
Kill, slay, may...
The unit card on Chieftain is still kind of lacking. Up to 9.
Counter is ready.
Chieftain gets the horror.
Keep Gracie scum away. Challenge me. Dreki Seklik.
Yeah, I just wanted to see the expansion if it's still the same, but we can alter this one. I guess we can have to wait one more turn.
Watches me.
Let's see if that expansion still works like before. I don't need to change any of this.
Time for things to die. Battle fight, yes.
Did that goblin hit over 100 kills? So it looks like it's still the same.
My mind tries to take hold.
It's the problem is now the food shortage and starting with food actually have big penalties. And you definitely don't want to have these penalties now. They made this harsher.
It is mine. Need more trophies, yes.
See the tech. Looks like pretty much everything the same. Wonder if was it this one still for the research follower? Allegiance, yeah, it's allegiance.
Wrath incarnate. If you cannot assist the Skull Throne, you are worthless. Conversing with you keeps me from battle. Gorn, forgive me. You are yet to display dishonor. Gorn does not demand your skull. You are yet to display. Do not test my endless rage. I mourn that this encounter may be bloodless. I will not cleave you in two until the blood god requests it.
He's scary. Scary! He's a neighbor. Devgor is actually a capital.
I refuse.
Why is Karaket Pix 8 slot? Karak 8 slots is back again. They make the province smaller and they made the city 8 slot instead of kept it 10. As a second city we notice it's no longer 10 slots. That's a weird decision, they're making cities smaller.
The axe thirsts for war. Soon now.
Yeah, what else is here? Well, Skaven corruption makes food now. I seem to have been higher before, and it seems like it's a red thing now. And we get food initially. This is per province. This is like more the same of the quick stuff. Poor faction flavor, but you got quick. This area feels like more dense now. There's a road leading into Nagashiza as well. There's a fully built Nagashiza on turn 2. But we don't even know that faction. Clan Carrion. Yeah, use the rubber expansion. Missing text. Missing these 2 texts here. Maybe it's unique to Clan Molder.
In the name of Magnus.
Clan Pestilence. A little bit better than Clan Morse on the flavor. It's like their old Outwarders location. Why do I have a feeling Karakate Pix is worse now? Less slots and I don't know. I feel like nothing has really changed there. Like Karakate Pix should be 12 slots if not 10. Our vampires now look way better. Well, it's a beta cookie, so it's work in progress, right? Wow, the Clan Pestilence actually starts with the 2 regions. That's weird. Oh. That's cool. Weirdly cool. Or Sounded Sentinels. So there's a skink leading their faction, but there's a slan here. Hold on. This faction is led by a skink, but they got a slan lord here. Minor faction now. Provides Garrison Plague Monk Sensor Bearers. So you start with a tier 2 settlement, tier 1 settlement here, tier 1 settlement here. There's a landmark on tier 1 here. Gunwell is still tier 5, but they have more health now. Like 1,000 more health. Help with Abomination. The regeneration on is huge now. And that's the use showing here. So this is Clan Pestilence, and the protection building for Clan Pestilence says chance of plague spreading minus 50%.
Pestilence comes.
Plague Rash is only 5 seconds now. This is the second time Plague Rash got nerfed. I think it's still good. All the Skaven range spam made the Plague Rash much worse.
Gone, but
Lord Scroll is Legion Lord Plague Priest. Has some flavor going. Items still look excellent. Very good abilities on the items. Chains of Plague spreading plus 50% all armies faction wide. Apparently that's almost like the same like legions and stuff and shit. Orbs and tokens are kinda crappy now, but the faction doesn't have channeling. Factions without channeling might need to rely on stuff like this. Skills are still kinda poopy. Unique skills. At least you don't have to pick them, right? This one is good.
Rats. Bring decay. Hot, warm festa. Yes, yes.
It's Skaven in the jungle, starting with 2 settlement. This one is in a corner now.
Laws of decay. Seek out plague.
This minor dwarf settlement have settlements on 2 sides. This looks like Nurgle close.
Lord Skrulk.
These poor guys need to deal with 2 Blacklock catapults.
Reap for pestilence. Kill, slay, collect me their spies.
There's gotta be something wrong with this shit. Looks like the minor settlements might be a
Fight my
thing.
brothers!
Maybe until they fix minor settlements, we tend to get over the top armies. I know it's it's not like we want to avoid all of them, but just they're showing like we're gonna have to fight more. I want to see if the commandments got changed. But he has the starting province on turn 1, which is pretty cool. Still doesn't have those two technologies here. And how much do you even see here?
A wondrous day. Open your heart to the Fly Lord, else he be most displeased.
Interesting.
Behold my...
On aggression with Nurgle on turn 1, that's interesting as well. Does this faction have undercities? Doesn't look like it has any undercities. We gotta start with one. I mean, does it start with undercities already built? Okay, let's keep checking. Well, like I said, mostly starting positions here. Having a good spot for most of them.
In the name of Magnus.
Oh god. So it's the same shit here. Still starts with Doomwheel. This has been moved from Nagorod to his location. This guy is great if he's on the map and when you're talking with him, but playing him not so much. He has pretty cool voice lines, and that's it. Crookbig Mountain, I think. Slots for Blackrag. Blackrag is in ruins right now. So, I don't know. Love having a chat with Tretch. You guys don't actually believe in Skaven? There's no such thing as Skaven, it's a dwarves. No such thing as Skaven. So Black Crag is under control by the Skaven, has 8 slots. Clan Worms. This is the third city that got degraded in slot size. Black Crag, Sartosa, and Caracade Peaks. Starts the landmark. Ooh, 500 income, damn. So he can recruit rank 5 Stone Worm, you know. I guess that's cool. This is the only headquarters that doesn't have any garrison that we've seen so far. Should have been a Stoneworm Garrison here, right? So until tier 3 there is no Stoneworm in here. And it says here tier 2 landmark. Crookback Mountain is home to Clan Rictus, known for their legions of elite stone vermin and their iron-clawed control underwind beneath. Couldn't they just remove this trade shit and got me like 4 regiments of stone garrisoning the city? That'd be cool. Legions of stone vermin.
Assassinating.
It's kind of weird that all factions still has this available. Most of them.
Trenched Craven Tail.
Good percent ambush success chance, pretty good. Oh boy. I think this is all the same stuff. High chance to ambush. This guy is some kind of mumbo jumbo flavor gone wrong. And they're testing this thing, Stalker. The garrisons. It's currently in a testing phase. Vanished. Campaign mood range plus 20% after winning a battle. Speed plus 10% for clanerites and stone vermin. Missile resistance plus 10% clanerites and stone vermin. It's actually pretty good. Some rampage going. Yeah, he has something now. He has something now. It didn't have the rampage thing. You got 98 movement here.
Rictus ready for fight, Scott. Gnaw their bravery glands out. What?
Yeah, it looks like some of the movement got restored. Oh yeah, the retreat into ambush is a lot of attack, so it gives him like best potential for melee stuff on ambush. But Skaven's slaves mostly strong with 16 weapon strength. I don't think that should go together with it in the same sentence, really. Stoneworm, on the other hand, sure. Well, the most unique thing about this guy is unique location here. 3 slot now. And looks like it's just above Imrik. And not really strong enemies, just easy faction Moonhaulers. Yeah, that skill is fine now. There's definitely some melee combination now available.
As I hold Gal Maraz, I am ready.
All the warpstone! Mine! Mine!
Clan Scryer. Skaven Blight, and looks like all the same here. Can't go wrong with Clan Scryer, right? Rich got a little bit better. Got some more melee flavor. You know, when you want to play melee, you can always play the Globe Bombardiers, you know, that's a good melee unit.
Oh my god. Have you seen that?
Hey sir, too long don't read. We've been going over, reviewing the changes for the last 30 hours. So we haven't played really yet.
You're in my objects! Chief Warlock, Icket Claw!
This looks like samey stuff. This faction-wide stuff got nerfed to local. Has 8 food now. Winds of magic power reserve change plus 2% when increasing all armies. And the base is 5 and 10. What's 2% of 5 and 10? I didn't really understand how this works. 12 slot skill still for the Scam Blight.
It will cost you.
Maybe it should be cool if it was like +2 flat, right? There's a lot of these issues with power reserve stuff.
Engineer of Scryer.
Construction cost minus 10% for all buildings, but doesn't say if it's faction-wide. I assume it is faction-wide. This weapon is really nothing special. Ooh, nice. I get a free Doom Flare now. Next time I play Ikit, I can throw people on a Doom Flare. Hey, Mr. Streamer, why are you using Doom Flare? I thought you said Doom Wheel is the best. Love it. It's like more the same, not really special in these skills, but this faction is ridiculous. More skills also benefit him. With this weird lore.
Rolling Doom.
This looks like
Slicey,
samey.
slicey death.
Drink for the fridge. Thanks down. Is my monitor factor? What is this? And it's making my eyes hurt.
Broom, broom. Zap, zap.
Beta, guys, remember beta. See this? The purple guys, that's the real melee unit.
deadlier explosions. Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. I just want to see the explosion.
Good
Warhammer 3
speed.
effects. Let's visit the supermarket here. Okay. Ooh, you can actually see the damage on it now. Nuclear weapon. Why doesn't it do 11,000 damage to a single combatant? That's so stupid. It doesn't work like that. Should at least lower some health.
Claw on button. Clan rats. Start plan. Move, run. Warp lightning. Keep your head down.
Didn't move.
Death device is charged.
I just want to see the Doom Rocket, how it looks like.
Wicked claw. Quick mode.
That's bizarre.
Wields the winds. My plan. Scotty, race. Doomflyer. Wicked claw.
One red messing up the whole Garrison here.
Kill all things. Beware the wizard move tail.
This is way stronger now. What the hell? Way stronger his range attack.
Doomflyer. Kill sequence.
Let's see if Ikid will take any damage from the nuke.
Scamper. Enemy breaks through.
Yeah, still not damage on Singlantis.
Or Skaven blades.
I'm sorry guys if anybody's gonna be starting a Ikid Claw campaign. I'm just had to test this. That range attack he has now is really strong. Really strong.
I am Prince and Emperor.
Nothing really different with this guy. This guy is just ridiculous. He's one of the top factions.
Lord of the Eshin.
I'm curious to what they've done with him. He has went from one of the best locations to a weird location. He might not stay here. I think this guy should have a location where he's out of reach of everybody. A corner location preferably, but who knows. This Ikid's attack right now, it looks like it's firing like several salvos of the flamethrower. really deadly against infantry. Tablet says, I hope he gets a location where he dies after 5 turns. Like, sounds like somebody butt hurt. Damn, that's a location. Not even a capital. Why is this small? Is this ogres? Dimmed suns?
Ready.
Orcs. Strange.
Death Masters.
Oh, you start with a poison with mortar. That's crazy.
You're in my objects. Power enhancers. Place.
Starting with a warlock engineer, that's weird. There's a big starting treasury. Okay, trade potential here, huh? Nobody really to trade with. And his enemy is rank 6.
Lord of the Assassin.
This guy is really sneaky and very good damage, although not that tanky. I don't remember this one having this much stats. It's like a... What the fuck, man? Compare this to like... some other starting skills like Carl's starting skill and some shit. Like, what the hell is this like? What the sh... Still good. Still good. Upgrade production, hero and recruit low rank, still good. Defense, physical resistance, just dodge it. 45, huh? Two items, and one of them does give you 20% ambush success chance. Weapon is a little bit weird because what it does. Set bonus, assassin action additional plus 15% success chance all characters. Wow, that's pretty unique and awesome. These Skaven assassins, man. Heroes, what heroes? Dead, 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 dead. Second scheme. Plus 10% chance here as well. Dead, 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 dead. All dead. No heroes for anybody. This one is also kind of unique. That's how we do cool stuff here. Not that pestilence scheme, doom scheme, copy pasta for every Skaven faction.
Sneak, shift.
The stalking icon is gone. Wasn't the stalking stance a different icon? And it does have a mechanic here which kind of adds depth to the campaign. So that's cool as well.
Sneaky snake.
It was a dagger thing? Yeah, it was something like dagger thing. Seems like Auto does anything anymore with the menus below. Now it works, huh? It's funny because we actually lose leadership. Ah, it's just random. How does a mortar get to only 65 kills here? It looks like putting out the resolve here.
Yes, you must feed. Death Master.
This is a very interesting province when you look at it. Look how this province looks like. It's like feels like hilly, right?
Why would I dirty my hands with the likes of you? The dragons require your immediate demise. As surely as the winds blow, we will defeat you. You risk your very life by demanding my time.
Well, you know what they gave him mortar? You can have only one guess why this guy has a mortar.
Shadow snitch.
Minor settlements. You have to specialize armor differently for minor settlements without a mortar. Part of his DLC. Imagine you had to do minor settlements with this.
Death Master.
Look at this, minor settlements with this. Surprise. Okay, this one is okay. He needs friends. This doesn't fit unless you're gonna go sneaky. This one can go sneaky, and this one can go sneaky. There's nobody to kill in the settlement, so he gonna have to go against a range unit or sneaky. And Warp Lightning wants the trash pin stuff, right? It's an interesting location here. His technologies have disappeared for some reason. He does have quality over quantity, which is unique. I like this a lot. Makes you wonder how much you can push this with some stuff. It's quite a downside. It's a little bit less now. It only works on rank 7 above units, but everybody gets 10% more upkeep. Should be upkeep plus 7% for units that rank 7 and above.
Blades hidden, blades ready.
You can discard this faction flavor and play Snitch for him, his mechanic, and different location. You don't have to go on clanation units. You get anything for freezer yet? I did. Thank you.
Summon the Elector
Skaven, and we got
So stick
throw the unclean.
limbs together.
All characters get 10% more hit points. It's cool. Unique stuff. And this guy is thick, full of flavor. When you click on this guy here and you see all these faction effects, these lord effects, mechanic, and then you go to this and you see this. It looks like it's something, but it's not much, and no mechanic. CA will pay you. Release the Exotic DLC. We'll pay you money.
All life is
I'm having beers instead of second meal. I had a very good for one meal today. Drinking beer, I could be worse, Starlink, if drinking whiskey.
One of your units.
So the biggest change with this guy is now the skills live in the area. But we have seen turn 4, click, click. They disappeared. This looks so poor here.
rat beasts heal.
Oh, the perfect diet is actually one meal toka with no beers.
Master Lord of Hellpit.
Creature killer. Five defense, 10 AP damage, 12 anti-large, and it gives can give units in the area anti-large. This when it happens as a surprise actually is a really big, because units around them can get this. Large units land or they get fighting, and all of a sudden all your guys are anti-large and the unit just gets deleted. This is was surprisingly very effective. 15 research on the set bonus. It's cool. Skaven have strong technology, takes a lot of turns. Enchanted item is kind of weird, but it's only an enchanted item, you know. Has one good effect, it's good. It's all the regenerating, right? This weapon kind of looks poopy, but this ability is surprisingly effective, especially if you tend to like a melee stuff. Remolded, more hit points, and that's quite a heal for a clan molder monster. "24 seconds or 24 attack, 8 leadership, and a heal." Quite unique for the Skaven, right? And he can also summon red ogres, which is quite nice. Some red ogres are pretty good. Or no red ogres appear. And his regular red ogres can actually be good. Oh, look at this.
Me hope it scream.
4 attack and 10% more damage, just like that. And currently no downsides.
Master Mutator.
More juice when recycling units until large, 50 AP. I love when the guys get just flat 50 AP. I wish laboratory would be a blessed unit mechanic for the lizardmen. This girl just came from battles. This one is a little bit weird, but he does a 660 leadership. Totally perfect vigor. And then big skill for the monsters. This one is really good for the help at abomination. Root horror too. Even gets more hit points, ward save, lower cooldown on the B spec, and one more use on the B spec. This lord is very good, and his faction is very good as well. Has a different situation as the early Skaven as well. You can have a lot of fun with Flesh Laboratory. If you overdo it, the units can get instabilities, which give them some penalties. Not the end of the world. Sometimes you can just use them, and you can also recycle them.
I am Throt, the unclean.
I got rid of the frenzy augment. I was just looking where was it? Was it on the infantry augments? Ah, it's still here. You can give friends the stone vermin. The monster and infantry is different. I mean, like this one here and this one here for the stone vermin all look very good. They all just won already. When you're doing these things, you can actually get lucky and not get any instabilities.
that work? Me eat thing. Quick, faster! Me hungry!
And look at this red ogre here. That's with no skills, no experience. So even the red ogres with this guy can be good. It's a fun thing because you can actually, you know, play with this. There's a lot of options. Some options are better than the others, obviously, but you know, do this. I think his starting location and being trot with laboratories makes him above the most of the clans. The Clan Molder, Clan Ashen, and Clan Scryer are excellent. Other clans need to be brought there. Clan Morse and Clan Rictus literally start in a very similar location. Small differences and no mechanics really. Just play for the Lord. While the Clan Pestilence still starts in Lastria. I decided to start to play for the first campaign. No, not yet, no. I'm leaning towards Vampressor now.
Animals obey!
Help with his 10 slot. This would have been cool if it was actually replacing this building on multiple tiers and landmark. But this is a faction which you can totally see using lots of help with abominations. They're just big bodies. If you don't go on the range stuff, the big bodies help. It seems like should be lower tier. Wasn't this thing lower tier for this faction? Wasn't this tier 1 and this tier 2, this tier 3, this tier 4? It's actually 10k to build, but they changed some of the food stuff. Elder should be too disappointed with the Immortal Emperors after his review that he returns to Warhammer 2 and Battle Bros. Well, 3 of the DLC Skaven are still excellent. All Might says, I'm already in reinstalling Warhammer 2. Polish Tyrian Swords once for me too. The tech, you think it's different? Okay, let's me check a quick look. Might have been different because they removed some of the stuff, or it's just a bug.
Hungry.
Yeah, I agree with you, Cludis. You know, initial impressions looks good so far, but we haven't started playing yet. We've been just talking here for 30 hours. Well, you're saying there are Pepegas out there who are gonna go back to Warhammer 2 to play High Elves, Dark Elves, because they're stronger there than in Warhammer 3? Are you saying that? It looks like the Skaven are missing technologies here. We can't really check unless we're going to Warhammer 2, but there were 2 technologies here, right here. Well, I hope that timer wasn't going from the wrong person there. It's unusual that somebody other than All Might gets timed out. So there are technologies missing here. There was a line that went here into 2 more technologies here, right? Finally, we can talk about how bad Depth Guard are. Depth Guard look insane now, and they were pretty good before. It was just the air ones that sucked.
Skaven Packmaster!
Okay, that's it for the Skaven, huh?
In the name of Magnus,